Hey Gemini, this is Michael with your May 2023 reading. This month is very interesting. It's very much focused on your spirituality, your mental health, and your subconscious. There's this theme of revealing what has been hidden or unseen. But honestly, when I was connecting to your energy, Gemini, I really genuinely felt like a lot of you are very psychic naturally. A lot of you are clairvoyant or clairaudient. You can see or hear spirit or energy. You can intuit or interpret intuitive information through these sensory channels. And I feel like this month in particular, you are having a lot of experiences. There could be a lot of supernatural or paranormal activity that is happening around you. But really something that came through quite distinctly for me is that there is something that is going to be revealed. And I felt like there are people around you who might think that you're crazy, or they might just kind of dismiss your claims or what you're feeling. They might even be gaslighting you, to be completely honest. We'll kind of unpack things as we're pulling some cards here in just a moment and really breaking down the astrology. But I felt like there will be a moment where everything is made undeniably clear, and you're going to realize that it's definitely not just in your head. You are seeing things, you are picking up on things that other people either aren't or are just trying to hide. If you're excited for this month's reading, then definitely be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you're always up to date with what's in the cards for you. For those of you who are brand new to this channel, my name is Michael, and I utilize tarot and tropical astrology to intuit monthly forecasts for your zodiac sign. For those of you who are ready for a deep dive, you can find links for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions in the description of this video, as well as links for all of my other social media accounts. So as I'm shuffling some cards for you, Gemini, I really did want to talk more about the astrology. One of the important things that's happening this month, we actually have Mercury retrograde in the sign of Taurus. Now, you are ruled by Mercury, and so whatever Mercury is doing is going to be especially impactful for you. And with it appearing to move backwards in the sign of Taurus, there is this sort of confusing energy. It can kind of represent breakdowns. And for you specifically, it's in a very interesting place, right? Because Mercury retrograde in Gemini for you represents your subconscious mind. It represents the hidden realms. And Mercury retrogrades are kind of this period where it's like this sort of traditional left brain, or, details of life, executive functioning, planning, communication. All of these things go haywire, but it is a very intuitive time, I find. I'm actually a Virgo myself. I'm also ruled by the planet Mercury, so we're both very affected by whatever it's doing. It's kind of annoying because it likes to go retrograde every few months. But this time feels very deeply spiritual to me. And I think what's also interesting about this is that we do have a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio during this time as well. And this is actually the last lunar eclipse in Scorpio, or last eclipse in Scorpio for several years. So we're kind of wrapping up this cycle that we've been in for a little over a year now. And it really feels like, I don't want to harp on this too much, but it feels like someone has been manipulating you or hiding something from you. This could be like a work situation or some sort of colleague. Maybe it's a closer relationship than that, but it's like, I don't actually feel that for a lot of you. And kind of looking at this eclipse where it is in Scorpio, it really could be like a coworker or someone you go to school with, someone who's a peer to you in some way, or even just like an enemy to you in some way. You might realize there is someone who does not have your best interest at heart. I don't want that to scare you, because I feel like, again, you're very intuitive. You might already know who this is. But that's very, very interesting. I want to look at some of these cards here too. I was just sort of going off. We have the Magician coming out in the past energy, or the past influence. And this is actually Mercury energy. This is your energy, Gemini. And I feel like with this card being clarified with the Eight of Swords, you've been very stuck in your head. Or maybe you feel very stuck in various situations. And I feel like there are people who are keeping you in this energy. This could be unintentional. You know, it's kind of like the expression crabs in a barrel, where it's like, as you are trying to crawl out of an energy or mindset, there are other people who are in there trying to do the same and are kind of pulling you down. But honestly, I really do feel like sometimes the Magician represents someone who is deceptive or a bit of a con man. And I kind of feel like that could actually be this energy, even though this is one of your indicator cards. It's like there is this energy that is keeping you stuck inside of yourself or stuck in situations. For others of you, or maybe as kind of an additional note, there is something that you've been manifesting or something that you've been desiring to happen and trying to make happen, but it hasn't really had a lot of progress. You haven't been able to realize something or manifest something. It's been delayed. And it feels like there's something with miscommunication that's happening this month as well. And that makes perfect sense. Again, Mercury retrograde can bring up all sorts of, disruptions to our daily lives. But what this is really doing, Gemini, this is giving you a chance to really reflect, and even meditate. And even though people talk about Mercury retrograde like it's this bad thing, honestly, everything's very neutral. It's all about perspective. It's what we make of it. And even in the most beautiful astrological aspects or transits, there's always another side to the coin anyway. There's always this balance of light and darkness and, things that we consider wanted or unwanted. And it feels like even though things are kind of broken down right now and there's not a lot of communication that's productive, I feel like a lot of people are just very stuck in their ways. And maybe that's why you are feeling stuck, Gemini, like you haven't been able to progress. Maybe there's just a lot of bureaucracy, or maybe there's just people who are being very stubborn. Whatever is happening for you in communication, it's almost like you just have to speak your own truth and listen to your own truth. Because very often when we're trying to communicate and we're not being received, it could actually be an indication that we aren't listening to our own truth. That's part of the throat chakra, actually. People often think of it as communicating or speaking, but a huge part of communication is listening. And it's also listening to ourselves, thinking about what we're trying to say, thinking about what we're trying to achieve with our words. These are things that you could be thinking about this month. And if we're getting very deep here, it's like there's even ways potentially that you are speaking where it's almost like you're trying to get your needs met in a subversive way or in kind of a subtle way. You're not being direct. This could also be another person's energy too. There could be someone who isn't speaking very directly. Maybe you or the other person doesn't even know how or what you really want. That is also possible with the Page of Cups in reverse. But it feels like someone keeps making these sort of bids to you, or they keep saying yes, but then nothing happens. And that feels like maybe this deceptive energy. Let me actually clarify this a little more. Why is the Page of Cups in reverse here? Wow, Page of Cups in reverse with the Seven of Cups in reverse. Someone is saying one thing, but it's like definitely not accurate to how they really feel. And, you know, maybe they don't know how they feel, but I feel like there's someone on the table here who almost makes you feel crazy because you and maybe even other people are like picking up this vibe. Like, for example, you could feel like this person just hates sports. Like, has no interest in them, like goes to a sports game, seems super bored, isn't paying attention the whole time, but then will say, "Oh my God, that was so much fun. I love this game. I love this team." Like, there's this total disconnect with this person, or there's this total like difference in perspective that makes you feel crazy. And this is just a very innocuous example. I'm not saying that this is what's happening. I actually feel like there could be something very serious here. I'm even getting potentially for some of you, like there's a person who you are in a romantic relationship or you're dating or connecting with on a very intimate level, and it feels like you're picking up something's wrong, but they're not owning up to it or they don't see it. So that's interesting. And that's kind of this challenge. And it feels like someone you're supposed to be collaborating with or working together with in some capacity as well. So this makes it very complicated. You know, there's supposed to be this like supportive energy or this like cooperative energy. And it's not happening because someone is not owning up to their emotions. And it could be you, but it feels like another person. And at first it felt manipulative to me, but it's also possible that this person really does lack this awareness. Excuse me. There really could just be this disconnect. And you'll kind of know because maybe this person had a certain upbringing where their own needs or emotions weren't reflected to them at all. And they just never had their emotions properly reflected back to them, so they don't have a name for them. They don't know what they're feeling. They don't know that they don't want something or that something isn't working for them. Someone's very stuck in their head with the King of Swords, and they're not seeing the full picture. Excuse me. Tell me more about this Three of Pentacles. I'll come back to this in a moment, this Ace of Wands, but tell me about this Three of Pentacles. What is going on here? Three of Pentacles with the Hermit. I'm getting two messages with this. I feel like for a lot of you, you're kind of just doing something that you were supposed to do with a group of people or another person on your own. That just feels better for you. That feels more conducive for you. And like something that's kind of coming into like kind of picking up on this energy. I'm almost getting this story of like there's someone who says they want to go on a trip with you, like especially like camping trip or something like that. And then you're just picking up this vibe, like they don't want to do this. They don't want to go to this thing. They don't want to go to this event. They don't want to go on this trip, but they keep saying that they do. And it's like, maybe they don't want to hurt my feelings, but I'm really just trying to like plan and make something happen. And if this is you, if the roles are reversed, just be direct. It's okay. You can be direct because I feel like something is going to happen where it's like you're going to kind of do it on your own anyway, or this person's going to bail, or they're not going to show up. Something's going to happen last minute. But you're actually supposed to do this on your own. Or this is supposed to be done in solitude, whatever this thing in question is. Because there's this spark that happens. There's this inspiration that comes from it. Let me clarify some of this with some oracle cards. What are the animal messages that we have for Gemini? We have Firefly. And this actually touches on everything I was talking about, because Firefly to me is a very fleeting, ethereal energy. You know, it's this radiant energy. It shines super bright and then it fades. And the book for this deck speaks of this like inspiration. And I was just talking about this with the Ace of Wands. It's like there's this moment of inspiration that you're going to have because things didn't happen the way they were planned, and you were just at the right place at the right time, or you just had this moment to yourself, and suddenly there's this epiphany or this creative breakthrough or this idea, and it completely changes things for you. The other way I see this card too, it's like, I think of this card like dreams, you know, because we'll have these dreams and then we wake up and it feels like this just energy that's going to stay with us, but it's like the moment we turn our head or the moment we get out of bed, it's like, wait, what was that dream? You lose so much of it. And so I want to also tell you to keep a dream journal. That is an interpretation I often get with this card. Because there could be very important messages that are coming through to you in dreams, or like very important patterns that are being revealed to you through your dreams or through your subconscious. But it's just so funny to see this card for you, Gemini. And I feel like there is this light. There is this thing that's lighting up. And that's very much this Taurus energy. That's very much Jupiter entering into Taurus on the 14th. This is actually going to be happening for over a year. And there's a lot of spirituality. There's a lot of breakthroughs. There's a lot of things that you're just seeing. You're seeing flashes of things. Things are being revealed to you. And there could be a very inspired idea or a breakthrough that is happening around the 19th, which is when we have the new moon in Taurus. It's also very stabilizing from the tense energy at the beginning of this month. What else do we have? Anything else that we have for Gemini? Any other animal messages? We have the cosmic egg. Holy shit, you guys, this is the crown chakra. I told you, you are having these spiritual breakthroughs, these downloads. I feel like you're having a spiritual awakening this month. I really, really do. And it happens in a really weird way, because it's like you feel like you're supposed to have an experience with other people or a group of people or with one other person, but you have another experience instead, or you have an experience on your own that literally changes your entire life. Wow. Yeah, you're having some very beautiful things happen this month. And you're feeling the sense of oneness, the sense of unity. You are very deeply connected, and it's super important that you work with your crown chakra as well. Wow. And we have the deer, which is a card of new beginnings, springtime, fertility, whether this is creative or literal fertility. I feel like there is this new life. There is a new season that you are embarking on, and it really feels like you are just receiving some guidance directly from the divine itself, directly from source, directly from God. And it feels like there's also this message for you, Gemini: if you build it, they will come, with the Hermit and the Three of Pentacles. So if you have this idea, this project that you want to start, it feels like there's a lot of encouragement there. And I'm also getting the message that you are going to be seeing a lot of number sequences specifically, not just like repeating numbers. You could be seeing those as well, but I'm getting things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like you could be seeing those times. You could be seeing those numbers around you. And this is indicating progress. Things are building sequentially. You're building off of things. So that could be a synchronicity for some of you as well. Is there anything else? I think I need to pull one more oracle card. I'm actually feeling the Starseed Oracle because I feel like there's kind of this cosmic energy at play for you here. Wow. Holy shit. I got trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on, time is not running out. And this feels like being in the right place at the right time. And that's what I was getting for you. That's what I mean. Like whatever didn't happen or whatever doesn't go according to the plan, something very, very important is going to happen. And then you have messenger, serious energy, bring harmony and balance. Again, there is messages directly from the divine, and you are going to be playing the role of divine messenger, Gemini. There is like a creative thing that you're supposed to share with the world, or you're supposed to share your wisdom or your writing with the world. I'm getting that for a lot of you. And it's interesting that I'm looking at this card and it's like there's this sun in the throat chakra of this being. Your voice is your guiding light. And your voice, your truth, reveals things to others. And something I'm actually getting for you specifically, this sounds like a really weird woo-woo message. There is something about the vibration or tone or energy of your voice that literally changes people's brainwaves. It literally helps them enter into different states of consciousness. You might be noticing that there is something changing with your voice. That's just something I'm getting as well. And I know that's kind of a weird sort of esoteric message, but I do feel that for a lot of you. And you might even channel that in your writing. There's something about the communication, the way you communicate. It doesn't even matter what it is that you're saying or sharing. There is this encoding in it that activates people. And you are going to feel very called to share your voice or share your ideas with people. And it's important that you also write things down as they come to you, because if you don't do that, you might lose it, you might forget it, or something might seem less profound later on and you just kind of let it go. It's important that you are recording certain things or documenting certain things this month as well. I'm getting that for you pretty emphatically. And with that message, I just felt kind of a dropping or a releasing. So I trust those are the messages that you needed to hear for now, Gemini. I hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Definitely comment down below what's going on. And if you're having any sort of interesting spiritual experiences, I would love to hear it. You can find links for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions in the description of this video, as well as links for donations for those of you who feel so called. But really, it's just wonderful to support this channel in any way you can, even if that's just a like, share, comment, subscribe. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. It does help me put out these messages for all of you. And I will see you all next time. Take care and have a blessed May.